Good morning, good day, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the world you are listening from. I am Mr. Ndutugo Mabaso, the founder, the CEO, and the director of Savita Private Tutoring. So every Friday, we're going to be doing business management. And what I have for you today is market strategies. That is the business management. There is a law that is currently going on in South Africa. The students are preparing for their final examinations, grade 12, and also all the annual students from different universities, they are preparing for their final examination. So as the human resource management, we are writing. Yeah, we are writing soon. Throughout all these various universities in South Africa, they are writing. So today, let us look at the market strategies. You know what we do as Savita Private Tutoring. We simplify, we enlighten, and we satisfy. Because we are giving you that sense of, okay, now I understand this. We're not just gonna just get deep into it. We're gonna just synopsize everything so that you understand what you need to grasp for your examination. Right. There are things that you need to understand about market strategies. We have something that we call a product life cycle. What is a product life cycle? So you need to understand that there are different types of products. There are different um, types of product, and all these products are affected differently, affected by the environment changes. Therefore, the product's lifespan have to change as well. And then there are different stages that each product goes through. Namely, we have four different stages. We have introduction, we have growth, and we have maturity and decline, right? They are collectively called the product life cycle, or the phases of a product life cycle. And each stage is affected by different competitive conditions. I'm going to tell you what are those different competitive conditions. And then the length now, the length of the product's life cycle depends on the product type. There are different products. There are convenience products. There are shopping goods, and there are what we call. There are so many types of products. So we're gonna get to them later on this lesson. This is the illustration of the product life cycle. You know, this is the graph. Introduction, that's when you are introducing a new product. And you need to understand there are also characteristics of a product life cycle. We're going to get to them later in this lesson. So I'm trying to just give you a brief understanding of the market strategies. Right. We have introduction. You are introducing a new product to the market. There is a growth. There is now when the people get to know your product, or they are familiar with your product. Maturity is where your product is booming or has boomed. Everyone wanna own your product. Maybe now the brand is doing okay. The brand now, people know the brand. And then we have a decline. This is where now people have lost that interest on your product, only because now they know, okay, we have used these products, and these are, the weaker points of this product. This is a stronger point of the product. But you're gonna understand when we discuss all these four phases of a product life cycle. Okay, let us get to it now. The introduction phase. What do you need to know about the introduction phase? I'm only gonna give you 4 points, if not three. I'm gonna give you 3 or 4 points under introduction phase. Right. The introduction phase is the most expensive phase for a company launching a new product. Why it is so expensive? It's because you are trying to attract the people to use your product. Nobody knows anything about your product, so it's up to you, or the owners are on you to actually attract people to use your product. So the introduction phase is the most expensive phase for a company launching a new product. You get to pay for promoters promoting your product. You get to pay for marketing. You get to pay for advertisement. You got to pay for just going town to town, advertising your business, marketing your business. You are using all of that, all of that activities are costly. They are costing you as the company, right? And then the size of the product is very small, which means that the sales are low, although they will be increasing. So it's up to you to just say, okay, now I know that the market for my product is so small. The market for my product is so not pleasing. But I am trying by all means to get to know, or to get to people to actually use or buy my product. So that means, number two, the market for the product is small. That means sales are low, although they will be increasing. That is for sure. They will be increasing. And then on the other hand, now the cost of things like research and development, customer testing, the marketing needed to launch the product can be very high. It can be very costly, especially if it is a competitive sector. For example, the Coca-Cola, all the beverage companies in South Africa, and Coca-Cola is the big player in the market. So you are trying to just create your own beverage, and then it is a competitive sector. You have to expect to pay more to market your product. You have to expect to pay more to actually, just get people, fighting all over your product. You get to be creative about the marketing of your product. So the introduction phase is the most expensive phase for Inina or during the product life cycle, because you are launching a new product. Nobody knows about your product. So your owners are on you to just go about, introducing that product to the consumers. And then also the market of this product is so small, that means the sales are going to be low, although they will be increasing at some point. But for now, because you are introducing a new product to the market, the sales are going to be low. Expect that. Sorry about that. Then on the other hand, there are costs of things like research and development, consumer testing, the marketing needed to launch the product can be very high. Yes, can be very high, especially if it is a competitive sector. Now you know about introduction phase. It's when now we are about okay, we are facing, or this is the new product that I have manufactured as company A, B, C. And what are the goods, or what are the benefits of using this product? It's you being creative to get people fighting all over your product, to actually just go about to say, okay, let us buy this product and see how it goes. Right. The second phase, or the second stage, is growth. Right. Growth. You know the meaning of a growth. Now, the growth stage is typically characterized by a strong growth in sales, number one, and profits. And because the company now can start to benefit from the economies of scale in production, the profit margin, as well as the overall amount of the profit will increase. Now people are familiar with your product and they love your product. That means sales now are rising up, and the profit also of the company is rising out. All the benefit from the economies of scale in production, the profit margin, as well as the overall amount of the profit, everything is increasing because now people are familiar with your product. Is that understood? Yes, right. The point number two under a growth stage is that it makes it possible for the business to invest more money in the promotional activities to maximize the potential of this growth stage. Now you know that people are familiar with your product and they are buying your product. Now it's up to you to just come up with the promotional activities to get people or to sustain this growth stage, to just say, okay, now your product will be reaching the people that have had no idea of your product, because you want to just sustain, you want to maintain, or you want to stay relevant during the growth stage. You want to keep your sales high, you want to keep your profit high. Now you're going to come up with the promotional activities, you're going to invest more money on the promotional activities to maximize the potential of this growth stage. So that was growth. Now there is a strong growth in sales and profit. And also you as a company, you start now to benefit from economies of scale in production. The profit margins are increasing, as well as the overall amount of the profit is increasing. So now you are investing more, or you're investing more money in the promotional activities to maximize or to sustain the product, to just keep the product relevant in the market. So you are paying, but not as you were paying during the introduction stage. Now people, they are aware. Maybe the majority of people are aware of your product. So you are trying to sustain that, that growth. You are trying to sustain that situation. Which now you have to make sure that more people get to know about your product. And then let us go to stage or phase number 3. We call it maturity phase or maturity stage. Remember, this is business management. So we're all about market strategies. Okay. Let's get to the maturity phase now. So during the maturity phase, the product is well established, and the aim for the manufacturer is to now maintain the market share they have built. Right. So during the growth stage, now the majority of people were familiar with the product. And now here on maturity stage, now the product is well established, the market is built. So now the aim of the manufacturer is to now maintain the market share they have built. So this is probably the most competitive time for most products and businesses. They need to invest wisely now in any marketing they undertake. For example, now people are aware of your product, so there is no need for you to actually spend more marketing your product, right? Yes, and then another thing that you need to understand during the maturity phase is that you also have to consider now that any product modifications or improvement to the production process, which might give them a competitive advantage. Now, this is where you get to modify your product. You get to have, new features on your product. You get to improve your product, because now the product, people need the product. Now people, they love your product. So now you are giving them what they truly need. Because during all this selling and buying of a product, the consumers will have some ideas on how you can improve your product, and then work on that. Work on that as the manufacturer. So now the maturity stage is a lovely stage for the manufacturers, because now their product is well established. Now their aim is to maintain the market they have built. And number two, now they must also consider any modification or improvement to the production process, which might give them a competitive advantage. So now, and also here you get a lot of competitors now, because people are now paying attention. Other companies are now paying attention to your product. They want to beat your product. So this is the most competitive time for most products and businesses. And then they need to invest wisely in any marketing they undertake. That is maturity. And then the most saddest stage or phase of them all is decline. Now people were so intrigued by your product, people were so happy for your product, but now they have lost that interest. They have lost that interest. So now it's up to you to just drop the sales so that your product continues to sell, or to make money for you. Right. The decline stage now, eventually the market for the product will start to shrink. And this is what is known as the decline stage. Now the market for your product start to decline, start to shrink. Now people, they seem not interested in your product, and so on. So now this shrinkage could be due to the market becoming saturated. That is, all the marketers now, all the customers now who will buy the product have already purchased it. So now, or because the consumers are switching to a different type of the product. So now this decline can be caused by that now all the customers who will buy your product now have it. They have it already, or they have already purchased it. So there is no need of owning two or three. Or because now the consumers are switching to a different product or a different type of a product. That is, now you know that there has been a substitute of your product. Remember, I said that during the maturity stage, now the people, other companies, other manufacturers will be paying a close attention to your product, and then they can just come up with a substitute of your product. So that could be one of the cause of this shrinkage, this decline of the market of your product. And point number 3, the decline is so inevitable, and it may still be possible, though, for companies to make some profit by switching to less expensive production methods and cheaper market. I said before, getting deep or getting to the depth of decline stage, I said that now it's up to you to just drop the prices so that people will just buy. Okay, all the laggards are people that wait until the product it costs less, and then they buy it. So now it's up to you as the manufacturer to just drop the product, the prices of the product, or just switch to a cheaper market. Right. That was the decline stage. So there are four phases of a product life cycle. We call them introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So I'm not going to get to the product life cycle examples. I'm not going to get to that. Let us discuss now the characteristics of a product life cycle. There are 4 phases: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. You have to know there are 4 characteristics or 5 characteristics of a product life cycle. We have sales, cost, profits, customers, competitors. Again, we have 5 characteristics of a product life cycle. We have sales, we have cost, we have profits, we have customers, we have competitors. And then under introduction, as I have said before, under introduction, the introduction phase or the introduction stage, the sales are low. Why? Because people are not yet familiar with your product. So it's up to you as the manufacturer to just spend more time attracting people, attracting people to buy your product. So obviously the sales are going to be low. And number 2, under growth. Now there is this rapid rise in sales under growth stage. Why? Because now people, or the majority of people, are well aware of your product. So there is this rising in sales. And then under immaturity, there is a peak sales. Peak sales. Now everyone knows about your product. They love your product. Other customers, they even refer their family, their friends to actually buy your product. So now the sales are high, and also now this is when you just say, okay, I need these modifications of my product, I need this improvement on my product, I need to add new features on my product. So under maturity, there are sales, or the sales are at peak. And then under decline, there are declining sales because now people have bought your product. The majority of people who needed your product now have your product, now are owning your product. So now there is a decline in sales. Number 2, we have cost. Right, cost as the second characteristic of a product life cycle. And then under introduction stage or introduction phase, there are high costs per customers. Why? Because now you have to come up with sales. You have to come up with discounts. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get 2 free. Do you understand? So now you are spending more on one customers, because if you can just say buy one, get one true, or get one two, or get 2 free. Sorry about that. Buy one, get 2 free. So now you are spending more on one customers. So now the costs are high per customers under introduction. And then under growth stage or growth phase, there is an average cost per customers. Now people are familiar with your product, they are buying your product, now the sales are high. So now you are spending less, or you are spending an average cost per customer. Then under maturity, there are low cost per customer. Now your product is well established, so now you can just brag that I have the coolest product in the market. And also now people are like, okay, they are not like bargaining for a lower price, but they're just buying your product left, right, and center as hot cookies, right? So it's take it or leave it under maturity. Now there are low cost per customer. And also under decline phase, there are low cost per customer. Let's go to profit as the characteristic number 3 of the product life cycle. So under introduction, there is negative profit. Negative. Why? Negative profit. Why is that? You are not making any profit during the introduction stage. You are not making any profit. So now there is negative under introduction. And then under growth, there is a rising profits. A rising profit, people are now buying your product. And then under maturity, there is a high profits. And then under decline, as the word says, declining profits. Okay, we're going to come back to this just to summarize for your benefit, my students. Right, let us go to customers. Customers, under introduction, they are innovators. What does that mean? other people will just buy your product because they wanna experience what your product is like. How is it like to use your product? So, and also others can buy your product because they want to do something else with your product. Okay, the innovative people, they would just see that thing and just say, okay, I can do 1, 2, and 3 with this product, and then they're gonna buy that product. The innovators are people that wanna explore all the time. They want to explore how it like to use this product. What can I do? What is something else I can do with this product and all that? So under introduction, you're gonna get innovators, the people that will buy your product just to explore, or just to experience what is it like to use your product. And also under growth, you're gonna get early adopters, people who want to be the first to use the product and just brag, I am the first one who got this product, blah, 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 blah. Those kind of people, the people that will actually become so uninterested on the product they bought if now many people are using that product or many people are now owning that product. So under growth, you will get the customers that we call them early adopters. And then under maturity, you're gonna get people, the meekly majority. Now the majority of people are well aware of your product, and now they are using your product. They wanna appear as cool. They wanna get that status. Oh, you cool, you're owning this. Oh, you cool, you're owning this. And also the standard of living does apply under maturity. Sorry about that. Okay, under decline now, you're gonna get the customers that we call laggards. The people that we call laggards are people that will wait until the prices are low to actually buy that product. They're gonna wait for years and years to just waiting for the products to just go down or the prices to just go down, and then that is when now they're gonna buy your product. We call those people the laggards. The number 5 or the 5th characteristic of the product life cycle are competitors. Under introduction phase, there are few competitors. Why? Because nobody knows about your product. You are introducing it. You are introducing a new product in the market or to the market. So now no one knows about your product. And then under growth now, that's when now the competitors will start paying attention now. There will be a growing numbers of competitors. And then under maturity, there is a stable number beginning to decline. So now if your product has now been well established in the market, so now the competitors will see that, oh, this guy is doing great. So there's really no need for us to just compete with this person, and then the number of competitor will start to decline. And then under or decline, as the word say, now there will be a declining numbers of competitors. Let us recap on that. We have 5 characteristics of a product life cycle. We have sales, cost, profit, customers, competitors. Yes. And then under maturity, under sales, there are low sales. Under growth, there is a rising sales. Under maturity, the peak sales. Under decline, as the word says, there are declining sales. The characteristic number 2, costs. There are high costs per customer under introduction, because you have sales, you have the specials that you have: buy one, get one free, buy one, get two free, and all that. So now you are spending more on one customer. And then under growth, there is an average cost per customer. Under maturity, there are low costs per customer. Now your product is doing well in the market, so now it's now take it or leave it. And then under decline, there are low cost per customer. Profits under introduction, There is negative profit. You are not making any profit. And then under growth, there is a rising profit. Under maturity, there is a high profit. Under decline, there is a declining profit. And then customers, under introduction, you will get innovators, the people that will buy your product to explore, the people that will buy your product to actually do something else with it. And then under growth, you will find early adopters, the people that want to be first. They always want to be first. And then under maturity, there is a meekly majority. And then under decline, there are laggards, the people that will wait until the prices drop and then they buy that particular product. And then under the characteristic number 5 is competitors. Under introduction, there are few competitors. Under growth, there is a growing number of competitors. Under maturity, now the stable number of competitors that begin to decline. And then under decline, there is actually the declining numbers of competitors. Before we end our today's class, let us discuss the market strategies applied in each phase of product life cycle. Okay, I'm just going to take 10 minutes of your time going through this, and then we end our today's class. Right. There are actually 5 marketing strategies, elements that you need to take into consideration when you are applying the marketing strategies in each phase of the product life cycle. One of those elements is the product, place, promotion, pricing, people. 5 P's: product, place, promotion, pricing, people. Under introduction phase, right? You offer a basic product or a limited version. Just imagine, no one knows you in the market, but then you are offering different version of your product. Will that make sense? No, it won't make sense. So during the introduction phase, you are offering a basic product or a limited version. This is when now you're going to see, okay, now the people are so interested in my product. And then that is when now you will decide to do some modification or improvement on your product. We call it facelift, right? Under a growth phase, offer product extension, service, or warranty. Let us repeat. Now you are offering the product extension, service, or warranty. Now you are producing more of your product. Yeah, because now people are well aware of your product. So now you offer the product extensions, service, and warranty. Under maturity, now your product is well established in the market. People love your product. You're going to do something that we call as a facelift. You are facelifting your product to keep it relevant. What does that mean? You now do some modification. You now do some other versions of your product. You now do maybe some improvement, adding new features on your product. So you are facelifting your product, right? Under decline phase, you are phasing out weak item. Now people have lost the interest on your product. So what is the need of continuing improving your product? What is the need of continuing to offer other versions of your product? So now you are phasing out weak items, right? Let's go to place. Place has to do with its distribution, as you see on your slides. Place. Under introduction, you are doing something that we call selective distribution. Start on one place. Get to know whether people enjoy your product. Get to know whether people buy your product, rather than just introducing a new product in the market and then you are just all over the place of South Africa. Get to know here from where you are. Get to know what is the say of the customers? What is the say of, the people that are using your product? So you are doing a selective distribution. Okay, yes, just received a message here. So disturbing, right? Disturbing me on my slides because now it just popped in on the full screen. Right. Let's go to undergrowth. Undergrowth now, this is when you will start building intensive distribution. Now, from one place to the other, now you start building that intensive distribution because you have found out from the place that you selected to introduce your product, they loved your product, and now people want your product. So all over the place now, people, they are aware of your product, they want your product. So now you start building intensive distribution. And under maturity now, this way you build more intensive distribution. If the people from overseas now, they need your product, start shipping your product, start exporting your product out of the country, out of the continent to the other side of the world. You build more intensive distribution. Right. Under decline now people have lost interest on your product. Go selective, just phase out all the unprofitable outlets. Now you have your loyal customers. Your loyal customers will always buy your product, whether they like it or not, because they have become so entrenched on your product. Now they're gonna buy your product. So now you go selective, go to those places for sure these people will use my product, and just phase out all unprofitable outlets. Okay, and then P, the third P is promotion. That has to do with marketing. So under introduction, because now people are not aware of your product and so on, under introduction phase, you develop the product awareness. Get people, go out to people, tell them about your product, do the personal selling and all that. Just build or develop that product awareness. And then under growth, build awareness, use aggressive brand enhancement campaign, be all over the place under growth, be all over the place, market your product to all the marketing platform, do this, do that, be all over the place. Just use the aggressive brand enhancement campaigns, sponsor all these sporting events, sponsor all these sporting events, so that people get to know there is indeed a company that is called Savita Private Tutoring. Be all over the place. That is growth. And then under maturity, you take the two-step backs now. You were building the awareness. Now people, they know your product under maturity. Now you're going to be emphasizing or stressing the brand differences and benefit. Now you will be, throwing a jab on your competitors to just say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is my brand differences and the benefit of using my brand. So now you are stressing the brand differences and benefits, throwing a jab on your competitor or to your competitors. So under decline now, you are reducing the level needed to retain loyal customers. You are reducing the level of your marketing. You are reducing the level of you using the aggressive brand enhancement campaigns. Now you want to just retain your loyal customers, because the majority of people have lost the interest on your product. So now you're going to just be, just paying more attention to the loyal customers to actually retain them. Right. And then the fourth P is pricing. Under introduction, as I've said before, the costs are high. You are spending more on one customer. So here under introduction, you are pricing, you are using a pricing scheming, especially if you are offering and offering yako is unique, now you will be priced to just penetrate the market because no one knows your product. So you will price scheme your product just to penetrate the market. And also, under growth, you are pricing to penetrate the market. Product positioning and a brand name will play a role in setting the right price. Just imagine, we all know, or we all have that, the township clothing brands, those brands, they come up to the market, offering something different. Just that for now, their brands are not well established. That means that you can't just price the product more than your brand or higher than your brand. People are not aware of your brand. So you need to start low. Start low. So here under growth, you are pricing to penetrate the market. And also the product positioning and also the brand name will play a key role in setting the right price. Under maturity, people are aware of your product. So now you are pricing to match or beat the competitors. Now people are buying your products left, right, and center. Now here you will price to match or beat the competitors. And then under decline, you are cutting the price. Cut the price. Yes, cut the price. And then the fifth P is people. People. Under introduction, you are personal selling. You haven't yet distributed your product to different outlets. Here, under introduction, when we talk about people, the fourth element of marketing strategy is personal selling. You are personally selling to people, and then you market your products during that process. You say, okay, this is my new product. Can you test it? And then you come back to me with the feedback. How do you feel about my product? So you're going to be personally selling under introduction. And then under growth, pay attention to your customer needs. During all your customers using your product, they will have their reviews. They will have their ideas on how you can actually improve your product. So under growth, you pay attention to your customers' needs. And then under maturity, the customer retention is the key. Loyal customers can keep sales up. So now the loyal customers can keep sales up. So under maturity, you are keeping the loyal, or you are retaining the loyal customers. Then under decline, there is nothing when we talk about element number 5 of marketing strategies applied in each phase of product life cycle. That is the end of today's class, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for this Friday edition. Every Friday, we'll be doing business management. So today, we were discussing market strategies. We discussed market strategies applied in each phase of the product life cycle. We also discussed the characteristics of product life cycle, and then we also discussed the stages or phases of a product life cycle: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. That is Ntuthuko wakwamabaso omntungu umbulazi umzilikazi kaMashobane. See you next Friday with a human resource management. Remember, Savita is light. And with Savita, you will surely maximize your academic potential. See you next Monday. Have a great weekend.